That's disgusting. Now you pissed me off. We've recorded. Now you pissed me off. Now you pissed me off. You don't go there with the fucking Mariners, bro. It's supposed to be football. The fuck?
No one
Fuck.
watches that sport anyway.
Anyway, welcome back to the We Don't Know Ball podcast. This is the football edition. I set Jules off before we even started for the simple fact that he was trying to goad at my Phoenix Suns, even though I just had to say World Series check because he's a Seattle Mariners fan. Anyway, Retro will go to you first while Jules cools down. How are you today?
Dude, listen, I'm doing great. Football is fun. Love football. I've been very sad recently because of the Colts failures, but outside of that, it's been very fun.
It's been the greatest thing in the world because then hopefully I won't have to see a playoff. This is our Colts. Shut the fuck up. Anyway.
That guy's goated. Shout out to you. We love you. Jules and I love you.
All right.
Send him every week in our group.
Every week, bro.
World Series from Seattle. How are you today?
Fuck you. Anyways, it feels great being the number one in the NFC. It feels great. It feels fantastic being on top of the world right now. So, I can't wait until playoff time. We can get right into it.
You are... Yeah.
Are you sure you can't wait till playoff? You should enjoy this moment right now.
I can enjoy it right now, just so we're clear.
We can also just enjoy Caleb Williams being a fraud. We can do that as well.
We can enjoy it that he's not a fraud. He just is a young quarterback with slight tweaks that need to be made. You two are... I don't understand why everyone wants to hate, because Caleb is literally the equivalent of Darnold. If Caleb had a JSN, it'd be a different ballgame. But anyway.
What is Kyle Monning?
DJ Moore.
What is Kyle Monning guy? What is Kyle Monning guy and DeAndre Swift carrying the team for 400, please?
Oh my God! Did we not watch Thursday Night Football? What is...
You mean when Monning guy and... You mean when Monning guy and...
are running back?
You mean when they combined for over 100 yards total and Caleb Williams had one good moment?
One good moment is crazy, but anyway. We're just not even going to have that conversation. You're delusional. Your team blows. Your team can't walk straight. Your team can't think. Your quarterback's elbow and knee don't work. Your receiver didn't have 1,000 yards this year. He's never going to have 1,000 yards again.
I can't wait for next
year. He's overrated, outside the top 10 in the league.
There's nothing you can say to me that hurts me, because next year we're going to be right back where we were year one.
You're going to be right back in the exact same spot because you're not going to get the draft pick you want, even though you guys played like certified dog shit. It's not going to matter. Anyway, speaking of certified dog shit, before we jump into a game, I just want to go over something. So we know that the MVP battle is a two-headed battle between Drake May, and Matthew Stafford, correct?
Yeah.
You guys know who third favorite in voting odds is, correct?
Is it Josh Allen right now?
Don't do Josh Allen. I'm going to read you two different quarterback stats, and you tell me which one's better. I'm just going to have you, I don't know. All right, so a certain quarterback has 3,406 yards on the season, good for 10th as a quarterback. 25 touchdowns thrown, tied for 5th. 10 interceptions, tied for 25th, with a 65.4 QBR, good for 6th best in the league. Or quarterback B, who has 4,175 yards, second best, 28 touchdowns, third best, also 10 interceptions, tied with at 25th, and a QBR of 73, which is good for second. Who do you think belongs in the MVP conversation more?
Sounds like the
A or quarterback B.
Yeah, it sounds like the second guy's a lot better, actually.
That's crazy, but Dakota Prescott hasn't been mentioned not once in the MVP race.
Yeah.
Dak is definitely underrated.
Well, I'll put it this way. Dakota's great at empty stats, and he has probably been a little bit better than Josh Allen. But his team is also very, very average, and while it is partially the defense fault, Dak has been doing this empty stat thing for years.
Team is very average. I want you to think about what you just said.
They're average. Their offense is very, very good. Their defense is very, very bad. It levels out to average.
Offense outweighs their defense's country mile.
Well, Tom Brady brought a team to the Super Bowl with the 31st ranked defense. I don't know. It's like
He's the second best quarterback in the league right now, throwing to the third best receiver in the league.
that man is not the second best quarterback in the league right now.
He is.
By stats, and that's why we don't look at stats, because the top two clearly right now are Drake May, and Matthew Stafford.
We don't look at stats, but Retro uses nothing but stats for his claims.
Look at
Anyways,
stats, well,
you don't look at stats unless they're in context. You have to contextualize stats.
Yeah, we don't use stats, but when you are 29 for 49 on 457 yards and 3 touchdowns and still lose a game to a division rival that cost you first place overall, that's really moving on my end.
Well, to be clear, that's when you contextualize, right?
That's garbage time. That's being a Nakua merchant. That's. Let's play the game.
Yeah, so Dak's stats contextually are garbage time stats. Stafford's stats contextually are really
Stafford, Mr. MVP, 455 yards thrown. On 12 receptions, 225 to Puka Nakua. Merchants.
I'm so happy we're talking about this again. Ladies and gentlemen, Trey was right again. We had a conversation about this a little while ago where I said, we need to stop talking about Stafford being receiver merchant and start talking about how he makes Hall of Fame receivers. You have Puka Nakua, some random kid out of BYU that no one really knew about, turned him into an all NFL caliber player. You have Cooper Kupp.
I was retro spewing bullshit right now.
Kupp out of Eastern Washington that no one really knew about that much when he was coming out, and then boom, he turns him into a Triple Crown winner. Calvin Johnson obviously was really good when he came out, so Matthew Stafford was able to just elevate him and Stafford. Matthew Stafford makes Hall of Fame receivers. That is his MO. That is what he does. Ladies and gentlemen, I grant you the MVP of the National Football League, Matthew Stafford.
May. Yes. Anyway,
there's a reason why Stafford's the favorite in odds. There's a reason why.
I just want to know, like, what? I don't know how your voice sounds so clear with your head so far up your own ass. Like, it really doesn't make any sense.
When I'm right, I'm right.
Stafford made Megatron and
I didn't say he made Megatron. That's not what I said.
You totally just said he makes Hall of Fame receivers.
I did, and then I also said and I also said that Megatron was good coming out of college, and that he helped elevate him the same way Megatron helped elevate.
It could possibly be that all of these guys have one thing insanely in common.
What does Puka Nakua have in common with Calvin Johnson?
Their ability to create separation.
Interesting. You don't think that Matthew Stafford helps elevate their ability when he throws them?
Do you not think that being able to lead a receiver who's 5 yards ahead of his DB isn't already a plus to the quarterback?
Yeah, we've seen a lot of great separation from Cooper Kupp on the Seahawks. The point is, these guys are clearly Stafford products.
The point is that Cooper Kupp is dog shit as a number 2.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, well, he shouldn't be a number 2. He should be a number 1, but he couldn't be because the only time he's a number 1 is when he's playing for Stafford.
Interesting. Anyway.
Yep.
Out of the, like I said, this has been the weirdest. This, by far, this week was the weirdest week in this fairy tale season that we're living in.
That's probably true.
From this Rams Seahawks game, I mean, first off, we just talked about him being, well, overrated. Cooper Kupp. I'm still convinced on this fumble that possession was recovered outside of the end zone and he rolled into the end zone for a safety. There's not a shred of evidence that can change my mind on that one. Like I said, this game's ending. Everything under the sun, just fever fucking dream. The 2-point conversion gate. I mean, the fact that the Seahawks get awarded 2 points after the play is dead is beyond me. The Rams, certifiable, probably worse choke artists than the Eagles or Ravens have been in games this year with leads. This is just not even remotely a thing that should have happened. Seattle was completely out of this game, and then the Rams just forgot how to tackle on special teams, and he just ran the life back into the Seahawks. Jules. You finally have a running back tandem again. Kenneth Walker realized he's supposed to run north-south, not east-west fall down.
Mm-hmm.
So
what's your point?
I'm just happy for you, because as many times as Retro wanted to call your team fraudulent and then say he didn't call your team fraudulent and then say that he picked the Seahawks even though he clearly picked the Rams and wanted the Rams to win.
By the way, I picked the Seahawks live on the podcast. Whether or not I wanted the Rams to win is a different question. Yes, I did. I picked the Seahawks on the pod. I said I'm taking the Seahawks at home. You thought I was taking the Rams, and I was correct about my prediction, by the way.
You were. You wanted the Rams to win the whole way. Anyway.
I did. Yes, I did. Yes.
Also, by far, the most fucked up thing that happened during this game, and it wasn't even a play that happened during this game, one of the commentators called Matthew Stafford Sam Bradford during this game.
Yeah. Yes, he did.
So, like, the irrelevancy of an MVP this year, no, Matthew Stafford equals Sam Bradford. That by far had me done for. But yeah,
I think just to give like a few things on this, this is the first game in a while we've seen JSN under 100 yards. It was 96 yards. It wasn't a lot under it, but JSN was kind of out of it until near the end of the game, fourth quarter and overtime. He kind of got back into it. But that was interesting because obviously Puka Nacua on the opposite side of the ball went nuclear. And then I want to shout out Rashid Shaheed because I said last week I think once he finds his way into the Seahawks team, he's going to be very effective. And good Lord, was he effective! So big shout out to him. I want to give another shout out to Kobe Turner. I mean, I know the Rams lost, but he went for a sack and a half. He had an interception. He had 2 pass deflections. I mean, I don't know if I've seen a player dominate that hard since like Jalen Carter last year against the Rams, funny enough.
I think the worst part of it is the man almost had another game-winning pass deflection with his face just because Darnold wants to get cute and try to thread the needle as much as possible. That last 2-point conversion, he had him butt naked, wide open. He didn't have to hum a bullet. Instead, he throws a sidearm pass like Stafford throws, about 3 inches from Colby Turner's helmet. Luckily, it gets through, and the tight end still almost dropped the ball. It bumbled in his hands, hit his chest, and then he went like this. I'm like,
yeah,
dude.
And the last thing I wanted to say, and I think this is more just kind of a question generally. As far as these two teams are concerned, this game left me with just more questions than answers because in that fourth quarter, it literally felt like the 2 quarterbacks were going back and forth on who could choke the game away to the other the first. Like, it was the strangest thing I've ever seen. It's like there was zero clutch ability on the field. And obviously, Jules, you're a Seahawks fan. I just want to know, like, does this bother you whatsoever that like there seemed to be no clutch ability on the field at that point in time? Do you think this bodes badly for the Seahawks or the Rams? What do you think about it?
I think consistently through several games, Sam Darnold has made these clutch plays, and you guys heard me say it before. We're literally several plays of having a better record than we actually have, and I put it for the Nick Bosa sack in Week 1 against San Francisco. I believe the interception against the Bucks, and then the missed field goal a couple weeks ago against the fucking Rams. But like Sam Darnold got them in that position. Sam Darnold, it's been wishy-washy because it's not necessarily ending in touchdowns. Yes, did this game end in a touchdown in OT? Absolutely. And shout out for Mike McDonald, the real coach of the year, mind you, going for 2 and saying we're going out on a limb and completely winning this game so we can get sole possession for the NFC as a first seed. There's definitely questions in that fourth quarter on both ends, and I think that's why this year has been weird because even the top end teams have chips in their armor. Sam Darnold having the inconsistent play in the second half of games throughout this whole entire year, and then Matthew Stafford, who's known for giving you game-winning drives, is coming up like rather short in fourth quarter situations. I think not routinely, but there's been several games, even though that they've won, there's been some decision making that you're just like, what's happening? So I think that definitely is a legitimate question that we'll find out in a couple weeks' time.
Well, and one other question I wanted to pose as well, because I was curious. Another thing about this game that I think is very telling is that the Seahawks didn't get a single sack the entire game. Are you worried at all in the defensive line performance?
No, not really, because my biggest thing coming out of this game is a big reason why Stafford threw for fucking 450 yards is what Mike McDonald likes to do, and this dates back to when he was the DC in Baltimore, is that he'll go into zone and go and pressure the teams with their front four and rely a little bit too much on his front four. And I think the front four in Seattle is pretty freaking good, but not to the point where it's like, okay, you have one decisive person who can go and give you a sack in a clutch moment, because you have older Demarcus Lawrence, you have older Uwasu, you have a young and up and coming Brian Murphy, and Dexter Lawrence has been inconsistent this whole year. So I think he relies a little bit too much on front four, play coverage, and because he's able to have a good back end, he relies a little bit too much on everybody given the responsibilities. And I wouldn't have done that with Seattle because of how banged up our secondary has become the past 2 weeks. Nick and Memori went outside of that game. Julian Love just came back in. Tyreek Woolen's playing slot minutes, like he's not getting even full minutes, and then Devin Witherspoon being torched by Puka Nakua the whole fucking game. So I would have ran a little bit more unique zone blitzes to get Ernest Jones involved in getting these linebackers more into these pressures instead of just sitting back and letting Stafford pick you apart.
Yeah, that's definitely fair.
This game does leave me with a lot more questions than answers, Retro, like you said. I mean, we, the three of us collectively, and Jules more so himself, supporting his team, have thought that the Super Bowl winner was head and shoulders going to come out of the NFC, whereas this game shows sloppy inconsistencies on both sides, even if it's an NFC title game-esque feel or whatever. But this game kind of says to me that this isn't an NFC dominant season by any means. This is just, if you get into the playoffs, this is an even shake, everyone's got a chance type of fucking situation.
I think it's going to come down to who is the hottest when we enter the playoffs. And I'm gonna be honest with you, man, and I don't want to jump to any conclusions, but there's this team in Jacksonville that's getting extremely hot right now.
That's a fair.
And I'll tell you what, if they keep that heat, there's a chance.
Actually, Houston's defense is ramping up. Besides punching a Lions fan in the face, the Steelers' offense is starting to look nice. Like you said, it's whoever's going to hit stride at the right time.
What I wanted to say quickly before we do move on about Seattle, this specific game reminds me of when we won against Denver that year when we won the Super Bowl, because I think going into that year, Russ comes in and we kind of don't know what he is. Now, Sam Darnold, we know what Sam Darnold is. So that's the only real big, out of this comparison, that's the difference, right? This defense, all throughout the defense, I can make direct comparisons to that Seattle defense, almost 1-to-1. Maybe outside of Devin Witherspoon because he's not an outlandish, outspoken corner like Richard Sherman is, but for the most part, a lot of people think Devin Witherspoon is a good corner, which I agree with. He just had a bad game.
To be clear, you're not saying this is like Legion of Boom caliber defense.
To be clear,
great value Legion of Boom.
Okay, yeah,
yes. I'm making direct comparisons.
I think this is like the Wick Legion of Boom. This is like the EBT Legion. This is not even close.
Correct. As I'm making more of the comparison of like this gives me very similar feelings that when I saw that team win the Super Bowl, it was similar because specifically, if you guys remember, they made a trade mid-season for a guy who was supposed to be a good wide receiver and ended up being a way more impactful special team player. Rashid Shaheed, Percy Harvin, right? And this is why I'm very high on Seattle because we have this same formula at that time and we won like convincingly against the best offense ever. I'm not saying that this is going to be the team in the NFC. I don't think it is. Even as an as a Seattle Seahawks fan, I want to say that, but it's very hard coming out of this game saying that yes, we have the number one seed in the NFC, but that requires context to what we just saw.
And even with Percy Harvin, I think it's actually a really good point because Percy Harvin ended up becoming a really good receiver for Seattle too once he kind of got in there and he got like invested into the team. And I think we may very well see the same thing out of Rashid Shaheed. He was impactful in New Orleans. I think the main problem is just that he was in New Orleans, right? Now,
Right.
obviously, times are changing because Tyler Shuck is there and Tyler Shuck is him. But when Rashid Shaheed was there, it was a very different New Orleans, not the New Orleans team we've seen knock out 3-4 straight wins. And I think that Rashid Shaheed can provide that impact on Seattle the same way, not the same way probably, but around that level that Percy. Yeah.
Okay. Let's move on to another divisional headed game. Somebody else take it away because I'm so happy that the team I support in this situation won this game. Don't get me wrong. I do have a complaint first. What I want to say, and this is also going to be in defense to the Bears. And I'm sorry this happened to Jordan Love, but a QB with the ball dropping his helmet to protect and brace for contact, and a defensive player hitting them in the helmet when the QB goes like this should not be a head-to-head collision penalty for a defender. The QB is dropping his head intentionally to brace for impact to try to draw this penalty. This can't be a penalty anymore. I'm sorry Jordan Love got hurt on it. I really am. But if you drop your head and you lean forward when somebody's coming full speed at you, you know damn well what you're trying to do.
I agree. It's the same reason why most people that watch college have a problem with targeting being an instant ejection from the game. Like, the fact that targeting is an instant ejection is insane. It's because all it takes is a head-to-head collision, but head-to-head collisions can happen from a wide variety of things. And so I agree with you. I think head-to-head is bad. Of course, it's a bad thing. But the problem is you can't make it a penalty because it literally would have to be such a case by case basis that your entire determining around what the penalty is.
Giving the other team a free way to get yards and a penalty, and in college a specific way to get a player out of a game.
Well, and the biggest thing is how do you even define it? The problem is the definition of that penalty would be arbitrary. So it would be at a ref's discretion entirely when to use it, and we all know that would be a big problem.
What I want to say on that quickly, I think there's been times where that has happened, and I think it's because it happens to a lot of these star players that the star player will get the benefit of the flag because like this instance, obviously Jordan Love goes down and gets hurt. That gets the beneficiary of the doubt. I don't want to bring it up, but like
Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, KC as well. Even in instances where like it's wide receivers and like the ball, it's almost like a hospital ball. But we've seen that happen to as well, not in the defense of like the defender, but like it becomes so hard as a defender, as a linebacker, right, a middle linebacker who's seeing a slot guy come in on a slant route, and him have to completely basically stand there and wait for him to catch the ball and not try to impede his way crossing your face.
No, it's a good point. This is why a lot of people have called for PI to be a lot more loose because corners can. It's hard for a corner to even guard a receiver at this point. And you could make it a little more loose, a little more lax.
My my biggest hate before you go retro. My biggest hate in football is the defensive holding penalty. Now,
Yes.
granted, there's a lot of the times where I'm just like, okay, yeah, I understand where that's coming from, but you're not telling me where the how the evolution of the wide receiver is at now is that they're able to have freedom without those 5 yards. You need corners who are press man corners to still be valued in this game, and they still have really good technique within the first 5 yards when you're going to tell me that's defensive holding. So you're telling me I can't do my fucking job I get paid millions of dollars for? Fuck that.
Well, and
So is they protect these receivers because they're such a valuable asset. You can't bump and run anymore. You can't hit a guy with his back turned. You can't hit a guy that's up in the air even if it's a clean tackle. You can't. This defenseless receiver shit and all of these safety penalties, I get it, but at the same time, there's guys on the other side of the ball that are also getting paid multi-million dollars to stop these players from doing what they're getting paid multi-million dollars for.
well,
So
and
what?
I was going to say, right before I talk about the Bears game, just real quick, as far as that's concerned, I especially agree with the defensive holding because I always think it's stupid when the quarterback is like here, he throws it to X receiver over here, X receiver, the ball is all the way on the side of the field. On that side of the field, the Z receiver gets like held for half a second, and it doesn't even matter. It's like far away from the ball, nowhere near the play, and then the play gets called back, or like the offense defense
Gets
gets punished.
aborted.
Right, yeah, and it's like there shouldn't be a punishment when stuff is far out of the way of anything that is happening. A defensive player barely touching a guy all the way over here should not be like, all right, well, offense gets a free first down. That's stupid. That's dumb. It should not be that far out of play.
We can even date that to you brought up Kansas City. Kansas City again against Philly, I believe the first time that they won. The James Bradbury call. That was a defensive holding. To me, unbiasedly, I don't think that was a fucking defensive holding call whatsoever. He brushed his shoulder and they got awarded those yards and gave themselves right back into the game because of that specific call. And throwing that flag in that situation, that again requires context and bringing it there. It's just unfathomable to me. It just ruins a lot of watchability.
No, I definitely agree. But to just give my brief thoughts about this game, I'm gonna hate and then I'm going to compliment. So the first thing is Caleb Williams had a very mid performance. He went 19 of 34. He had 280 yards, which is solid, but the completion percentage wasn't really there, and he was kind of just letting it loose whenever he could. As far as complimentary, he did have that clutch drive. He was very clutch when he needed to be. That was a great throw to end the game. It was a very, very good back of the end zone type of throw. It was very, very solid. So I can grant that. However, yet again, for the umpteenth time, the Bears running backs combined for 120 yards, continuing to be the engine of that offense. And they've been doing this for a while. DeAndre Swift and Kyle Monangai, the most no one expected running back duo, but still easily one of the best in the league this year. They've been moving, and that was huge for them. The Packers running back room also looked really good. They combined for 118 yards. One thing that I thought was very interesting, Jordan Love, I think you are a very good quarterback. I also think Malik Willis is a very good quarterback.
Let's get into it.
When Malik Willis was coming out of college from Liberty, a lot of people had him pegged at a first-round talent because of his ability not just to throw, but to scramble at an extremely impressive rate. And Malik Willis this game, he went 9 of 11, and you know, his passing yards are kind of low, but he had 165 combined yards because that man can scramble at an extremely high level, like he can run. And so I'm kind of looking at this and I'm like, Jordan Love, the whole Toyota-thon thing is kind of flopping, and Malik Willis looks really good. And I, for one, would just be intrigued to see what happens if, you know, LaFleur opens up the playbook and says, hey, Malik, let's get to work. I would just be interested to see what happens.
I was going to say, I have literally in my notes here is I see no difference in Green Bay's offense with their backup quarterback. The only difference is Malik Willis's escapability is so much better to keep the play alive because he can actually move. You touched on Caleb having the 252 yards. Not great, I understand that, but here's the stat that kind of comes into it. When they're down at the end of the game, Caleb Williams has 100 passing yards between the 2-minute warning and the end of OT.
Yeah, he was extremely clutch. Yeah.
Right.
Again, we can stop hating on the Bears now. If you guys want to hate on Caleb, I completely get it. But the issue with Caleb is he played a day and night game to the game they played 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, he played a great 3 quarters and a shitty fourth quarter. This week, he played a mediocre 3 quarters and then a good fourth quarter in OT.
You know what though? I'll say this as far as this is concerned. I don't care what Packers fans have to say. Come at me. If Malik Willis started that game, the Packers would have won. If Malik Willis from the first quarter, from the first snap, had that football, I think the Packers would have won that game. I genuinely believe that.
Me being me, I get to shit on the Packers a little bit here. Packer fans, Matt LaFleur, Malik Willis. Fumblerooski on 4th and 1 in OT is a pretty questionable call.
Yeah, well, and also, Packers D-line, bro, without Micah.
As fuck.
0 sacks. Yeah, brother.
Coded. Oh my god.
That D-line, man, Packers fans, you guys are in trouble.
That was going to be my talking point. Defensively, now we are seeing the value of Micah Parsons, and that's why, when we were doing our midseason stuff, I think we all collectively had Myles Garrett, but I threw out the question, no Micah. I understand the county stats don't help him really, but by eye test and scheme, now we're seeing the true value of Michael Parsons.
Jules, you got to use the G word. It's his gravity. His gravity on the defensive end is so prevalent. Even when he is out there, the defense is different.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
It's not. It's not the G word. It's the E word. It's his ability to elevate, to floor raise, to be what he is. His ability to not only take up attention, but his ability to scheme and stunt and everything on it. He literally is like the Weapon X of a defensive end. He can do everything. The fact of the matter is just because you put a Band-Aid on a bullet hole doesn't mean it's gonna fix it. So for the fact that everyone wants to say, oh, Green Bay's a top 5 defense and da-da-da-da-da, you're frauds. You are the Parsons merchants. You guys suck.
Green Bay truly, when Micah Parsons is on the field, can compete for a Super Bowl. They have the ability.
Talk about some on-off numbers, Jules, because you love the metrics behind on-off for bad.
I was gonna say
I would love to see on-off with Micah and without.
It's probably I don't know if football has that kind of shit. If they did, that would be funny.
It's a Super Bowl and detrimental to mental.
Literally.
That's the thing. The Packers defense literally goes from Super Bowl caliber to 0 pass rush. It's like an instant. I gotta imagine it would be around the same.
Cincinnati Bengals, quick.
No, I was gonna say I gotta imagine it would be about the same. Not the same, but around the same as if you took Myles Garrett off the Browns. If you took Myles off the Browns, you'd see a similar drop in quality.
Yeah. I mean, although Carson Schlesinger is top 5 in tackles this year, so
he got another sack.
Anyway, Jules, do you have anything else to say, or can I move to the dog shit division leader game of the week?
I think the Malik Willis thing has some merit to it. Not in the sense of I genuinely don't know if they would have won that game because that's hypothetical. I don't really do that kind of stuff, but I understand the point. But the Malik Willis thing about opening up the playbook and seeing what they're gonna fucking have to. They're gonna fucking have to because I'm looking at their schedule right now. They're playing Baltimore next week. Baltimore is, even though they're shitty defensively, they're gonna have to go with Malik Willis and see what you have to do, and then they have to play against 9 in week 18. So basically
Cincinnati, but their defense really wasn't that bad this week.
Yeah. No, I know. Just like collectively for the year. I want to see how he'll use Malik Willis because whoever they play, if they win these next two games, they'll be 11-5-1, so they'll be in the playoffs. Whoever they play, granted, I don't know how bad this Jordan Love injury is going to be. They might just have to go with Malik Willis, and that might be.
Put up the Oregon option playbook. Let Malik Willis, Emmanuel Wilson, and Josh Jacobs carry you.
Yeah, I mean at this point, their a deep playoff run aspirations have gone down the drain.
I'm gonna start calling it out every week. Paging Matthew Golden, where are you? We're looking. Matthew Golden, I have my glasses on and I cannot see you.
Hey, Retro, why don't you go look at how many snaps they let him play? I'll wait.
He can play as many as he wants.
Anyway, all right, we're moving on to the dog shit leader. The dog shit. What is this? Oh God, I don't even want to talk about it.
The national game of the week, the greatest division in football.
The Panthers versus the Bucks. Nobody wants to win this division.
No.
Nobody wants to win this division.
No.
They both sucked. They both played like dog shit. There is zero fucking excuse for Tampa Bay with the weapons they have on offense. Not to mention a running back tandem. They have a three-headed monster now. And the emerging, John Tucker? Is that what his name is?
John Tucker,
This is uniquely... I'm uniquely qualified to make the statement that this division reminds me of the year Washington made the playoffs at 7-9. It's like clearly no one from that division deserves to make the playoffs.
To wear a helmet for your day-to-day basis. Anyways,
clearly that division did not deserve a team, and neither does this one.
Tampa Bay is literally just another team victimized by the injury bug this year, and they should still finish 500. So that should just say a lot about what they do. But the only other note I have on this is this game was just fucking boring. Literally nobody wanted to win. There was nothing about it. I mean, there was a play where Sean Taylor got a handoff inside the 5, and the line got blown up so bad on the left side where he was carrying the ball, he had to backtrack to the 11 to run 30 yards to the right just to make it to the 8-yard line. Like, I was like, watching this game, it was just like, it was literally certified dog shit. Like, I can't...
Quickly, the leading receiver in Tampa Bay, Mecca Buka, for 40 yards.
Yeah. Yep. The only note that I have written here was that Bryce Young had an average performance. Their running back room far below average. How in God's green earth did the Panthers win this game? Like Baker Mayfield, brother. Baker Mayfield, you were in MVP conversations 5 weeks ago, brother. This is embarrassing. This is a bad way to go out.
This is what I think I said this last week. The first thing that I should see on my page on social media as soon as the season is done and Tampa Bay misses the playoffs, Todd Bowles has been fired from Tampa Bay. That's the very first thing I expect, because Todd Bowles, you're supposed to be a defensive-minded coach. This defense was supposed to be not great, but a little bit above average. Antoine Winfield is still there, and I think he's been having an okay season.
His name power on paper is the defense in the league, and this offense should be top 5. There is no reason for this to be this bad. Todd Bowles, we were talking about it earlier and joking. You are the first person that gets this label in the podcast staff we filmed. You are a football terrorist, and you don't deserve a job. You are about as bad as fucking Palulo in fucking Philly. I'm old.
Yeah.
I'm
Literally.
old.
Oh, yeah. And by the way, while he is very bad, Philly fans, this is not like a cop-out, so you can stop, so that Jalen Hurts gets his...
No, Philly, you don't get to duck and dodge. We're not even talking about your fucking pathetic-ass excuse of a team this year.
Yeah, I was going to say, just
all-pro 7-on-7 team, and there's no reason you shouldn't only have 3 losses this year, but let alone you're a fringe playoff team because you won the division, because you play with Dallas and the Commanders.
The Giants, yeah. And just to be clear, Phil...
No, the Giants at full health are going to be nasty in 3 years.
Just to be clear,
scared.
Just to be clear, Philly, okay? What we're saying here is Jalen Hurts does not get off scot-free because you have a bad coordinator. With that football team, you could have me as your coordinator, and you should still be putting up 4 touchdowns a week. Your offense is so dynamic across the board that if Jalen Hurts was the top 5 quarterback that you guys say he is, you guys would be scoring the most in the league per week by a mile.
More concerned that they lost the game to the Giants this year without them having Malik Neighbors, and once Malik Neighbors is back and Wandale resumes the 2 role, and this offense gets scarier and scarier by the year, and they get piece by piece better by the year on defense, the Giants are going to be a competitor in that division. Dallas is going to get weaker. Philly's going to get weaker because of contract issues and players aging out or people wanting to leave because they're not getting enough targets because their quarterback's very overrated. Or Washington with the injury bug and not being able to maintain players and this, that, and the. So it's good. Like I said, that division is going to be up for grabs the next 5 years, no matter how you look at it.
Yeah, I think next year actually might be the best NFC East team that you see, or NFC East division that you've seen in a while.
If all the Giants players come back healthy from their season-ending injuries, yes, it will be a very fun year.
Yeah.
Moving on to a team that should never have even been in this position, but because we knew it was going to happen at some point, the Colts were not going to be able to keep up their ways and this, that, and the other. Jacksonville's in first in the division. This is just...
Yeah, well, and honestly, like, for good reason, because over the past 2 games, Trevor Lawrence has put up 10 touchdowns in 2 games.
I literally have as my first note here, it's amazing how Trevor Lawrence remembers how to play quarterback when his contract is about to be up.
The new owner of the Madison Beer Trophy now relies in Jacksonville. Because of the fact we made this joke a long time ago when Justin Herbert and Madison Beer started dating. We're like, we need to start making a trophy. So Bo Nix immediately beats him, and we're just like, we're gonna see where we're gonna keep track. Denver has been one of the best teams in the AFC, and they haven't lost up until now. Mr. Sunshine, I like to call him Sunshine, now has the Madison Beer Trophy. We talked about it a little bit earlier in the podcast. We like teams that are getting hot right before playoff time. I think that Trevor Lawrence is getting hot. I still don't believe in the Jaguars, guys. I don't. I'm sorry.
I'm going to say this about this game because I found this very impressive. So the Jaguars' run game, this game was bad. It was not good.
Yes.
And despite that, T-Law has 299 yards and 4 combined touchdowns, including 145 yards and for 6 catches and a touchdown. Parker Washington. I don't know who in God's green earth it is.
Parker Washington was on the Titans a couple years ago, I believe.
So Trevor Lawrence is taking guys off the street, and he is making them into 150-yard caliber receivers. It's unbelievable to me. I also think that the other biggest factor in this game was the punter for the Jaguars, Logan Cook, a 63-yard punt. So I want to give a big shout out to Logan Cook for the 63-yard punt. Way to flip the field and put your team in position to win. Heck of a job from him.
Later, never mind. I'm not going to finish that anymore. Go ahead.
My bigger concern. Why I think Trevor Lawrence definitely carried that game. I think that's completely fine. I just don't think once it comes to playoff time that he has proven a damn thing going into playoffs, because he's literally what I get shit on for Sam Darnold. He is that in the AFC, but he's a fellow number 1 overall pick who has not lived up to the expectations.
He did have almost all the AFC quarterbacks.
Well, he did have that one crazy playoff game against the Chargers where he puts up 4 touchdowns in the second half.
Sure, but my thing is now looking at the opposite side. Bo Nix, looking right at you, buddy, because now that we're seeing you guys against actual good defenses, guess what? I'm seeing a whole bunch of overthrows. I'm seeing a whole bunch of forced passes. You tried to.
Hold on. Before you go crazy at Bo Nix. So I want you to hear this real quick. Bo Nix threw for 352 yards, right? They lost by 2 scores. Bo Nix had a Caleb Williams game because Bo Nix in the fourth quarter threw for 200 yards and his team only managed to produce a field goal.
I would like to. No. I would like to be clear. It's not a Caleb Williams game because Caleb Williams' yards mattered. It was a Dak Prescott game because his yards were garbage time. It didn't mean anything.
Yes.
Bo Nix, on paper, looks really good if you're like a stat guy. But realistically, he got a bunch of garbage time yards. His running backs had 87 yards and a touchdown, so it's not like they had 0 run game. Basically, and I'd like to reintroduce the nickname Bo Picks, was just very mid for the entire game. In the fourth quarter, he decided, let me get my stats up real quick, and we can pretend like I played a decent game.
He had multiple 40-yard receptions by, I believe, Pat Bryant, R.J. Harvey, Cortland Sutton. I think 3 of them had 40-yard gains, so that is literally 160 right there. That is 3 people giving you half your yards in 3 plays.
Well,
outside of that, that's not great.
Here's the other problem too, because this is very important as far as this is concerned. The biggest thing going into this game were that the Broncos were undefeated at home. And a lot of people were like, dude, the Broncos at home are unstoppable. And not only did Jacksonville come in and beat you in your house, they destroyed you in your house. They literally took your trap over. So the question is, like, Denver now knows they're vulnerable at home. They're clearly vulnerable away, at least a little bit. So Denver, where are you comfortable? Like where do you, if you can't go and beat Trevor Lawrence, you're gonna go beat Drake May? Like what are we doing here?
What I will say, even though they gave up a lot, that Denver defense was still being able to hum at Trevor Lawrence, in my opinion. I think they had a whole bunch of fucking pressures. I think they might have had.
You mentioned John Franklin Myers had 2 sacks for the Broncos, so he got in
there. Yes. They were still able to do their thing, and even with that, this whole year the narrative has been defense, come save me, and then I'll match that energy once you guys do your job because I can't do it by myself.
Yep.
And that was definitely there in the fourth quarter when they were able to make stop after stop and give Bo Nix the opportunity to go and score a touchdown. And like Retro, you said, he was only able to manage you to get you a field goal because he wasn't able to get within, like he got in the red zone, I believe, twice in the fourth quarter, and you weren't able to get there. Like, come on, dude.
I can't believe I'm saying this. I never thought I would be saying this unironically. But the guy that actually just said, I'll do it myself, was Trevor Lawrence. He's like, okay, run game, you don't want to do anything for me? Fine. I'll just go ahead and throw 4 touchdowns. I'll do what I have to. Somehow, Trevor Lawrence has become the egoist on the Jaguars, and he's saying, yeah, screw it, man. I'll just do it all. And it's working. I don't really know how this is happening. Maybe Liam Cohen has finally, instilled a confidence in T-Law that he lost after he came out of college. I don't know. But if he can play like this in the playoffs, this is a Super Bowl team. The question is if he can. That's just the question.
Well, Retro, speaking of running games that didn't do anything this week, this is the opposite of my team because my team played against a team whose running backs did nothing this week. I'll get it out of the way early. DK is a fucking idiot. I don't know what that fan said. I don't know the context behind it. You still can't lose your composure to that because we live in the time and age where somebody's gonna see it. It was seen. You're suspended 2 games. You're a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Moving on. Speaking of what hasn't been seen in 2 games, the Lions running back room. Including Jared Goff's 1 run for -1 yards, including that, adding that to their total. Donovan Knuckles, 12 rushes for 15 yards.
Yeah, so here's the problem. we had this conversation last week. Mr. Top 3 running back in the league, Jahmyr Gibbs, buddy. We said every other week. This was supposed to be your other week where you put up like
the other week.
Where was that? This is you. If you're gonna be inconsistent, you better be so good when you're inconsistent that it's fine. But this right here is not it. This doesn't work. This is not.
I'm about to say this. They sent the script to the wrong field. Ashton Jeanty actually had the game that Jahmyr Gibbs was supposed to have this week.
And actually as well, Kenneth Gainwell and Jalen Warren must have gotten that script because those two combined.
Jalen Warren was our offense.
Dude, Jalen Warren and Kenneth Gainwell combined for 279 yards and 3 touchdowns. Kenneth Gainwell led the team in receiving, and Jalen Warren led the team in rushing. I don't know, maybe your running backs got the call because good Lord.
Our running back got the script to show you who the real best duo in the league is.
Apparently.
Well, one, specifically for DK Metcalf, you, Justin, as a fan who wanted the CTE duo, I feel sorry for you because DK should have been punching that fan and that George Pickens should have been drop kicking that fan. So the fact that we were robbed of that, I apologize. That should have been a duo.
I was 100% robbed of that entertainment value, and for anybody that knows it, I did want the CTE duo, but I wanted to keep Pickens regardless. If we don't keep Pickens, what's the point in getting DK?
Pickens should have been the guy in Pittsburgh. His talent is unbelievable. We're seeing that now on the Cowboys now that it's being unleashed.
Yes.
What we got is Pickens being a great receiver early in his career. So we're getting Antonio Brown in 2 halves. We're getting the good career, and now we're getting the CTE breakout.
Well, and I wanted to give a huge shout out. All 3 of us collectively picked him to be our comeback player of the year. Aiden Hutchinson had 2 sacks in that game. He's now 7th in the league, tied for 7th with 11.5 sacks. He's not playing at like the crazy dominant level we thought he would, but hey, top 7 in sacks is nothing to sneeze at. He's still easily a top 10 edge in the league, and he's playing very well.
Also, this one crazy last play drama. Amon with the pitch to Jared Goff. Jared Goff puts CTE to the wind and decides to fly at the Pittsburgh defense. Jules, before you go, I want to make one more shout out. I want to shout out Isaac Tesla. Sir. Can you come to the front of the congregation? You need to make catches that aren't just highlight reel catches.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh should not have won this game. You dropped a ball that hit you not only in the hands, but in the numbers. And, dude, if it's not a highlight, but you might as well have done a backflip like you're playing banana ball or something, if that's the only way you're...
That's the weirdest receiver we've ever seen, because instead of only being able to make normal catches, he's only able to make
the highlight reel ones.
Yeah, I've never seen a receiver like that. But hey, listen, it'll be good for Hail Marys, you know?
Yeah.
So... My quick point is I just wanted to make, because I just counted it myself. So we put in the context before. Dak Prescott, empty stat guy, would get all of his passing yards at the end of the game when they're down. Jared Goff, specifically. This year he is tied with the lead with the most amount of 300 passing yard games this year. And I believe every single game he is 1-4 in these games where he's giving you at least 300 passing yards. That is meaning that the guys around him are not being able to do their job consistently, and in 1-score games, I believe they're one of the worst in the NFL. So it comes to the question, really quick, Retro.
Yes, sorry, you're good.
It comes into question, like, I think I've always been a fan of Jared Goff. I think Jared Goff is a really good QB, and I think he gets some slander because of situations that he's in and situational awareness and stuff like that. His playoff performances and stuff. I will grant you that. That is completely fine. My thing is, when do we start to get this same energy? Because we shit on Jahmyr Gibbs, but Amon-Ra, You just had 150 yards basically last week. Where were you this week? David Montgomery, you're supposed to be Knuckles. You're getting fucking 14 yards. Sam Laporta, where are you? Right?
Yep.
So he's throwing all these yards to this comparable offense, and they're not doing their part in getting the fucking end zone. So I guess my question is, like, where's the consistency?
Yeah, no, that's the biggest thing one of the other things that I put on my list. Jared Goff had 364 yards and 3 touchdowns. If he had literally any rushing help from anybody, they would have won this game. Like, they just couldn't rush. Jahmyr Gibbs was non-existent. Montgomery was non-existent. Like, how do you, if your running backs just don't feel like playing, your best receiver is taking a nap somewhere, your tight end is doing the same, how do you win games? Jared Goff was trying to do it all this game. He had 54 pass attempts. They couldn't run the football, so they were just like, hey, Jared, please try to carry us, and he almost did.
Meanwhile, last shout out I want to give of this game is Aaron Rodgers hit 9 of his 10 active receivers this week. The only player that was an active receiver, tight end, or running back that didn't get a target from him was Jonnu Smith.
That's crazy.
He shared the shit out of the sugar.
Yeah.
All right. Well, again, things that don't make sense. Let's go to
the lights in the background.
His lights, that don't make sense.
They're so broke.
Fucking retro is gonna give me an epileptic fucking seizure.
Let's go to the AFC Packers. I'm intrigued at this one. The AFC Packers, the Baltimore Ravens versus the Patriots. I'm gonna call them the AFC Packers because just like Green Bay, your starting quarterback got hurt, and I saw no difference in your offense. Tyler Huntley might actually run the Ravens offense better than Lamar.
I disagree. I think that he played okay. He went 9 of 10, but he only had 65 passing yards. He basically just threw a bunch of checkdowns. My biggest thing is Derrick Henry, 128 yards and 2 touchdowns. Derrick Henry was the big factor in this game. And one thing I will say, though, is he had a fumble. He seems to have a really bad fumble problem. He needs to figure this out.
Stevenson both.
I want to give a big shout out to Drake May because he had his first game with 300 plus passing yards, and he had 405 total yards. Shout out Travion Henderson. He got hurt early, and obviously Drake May had to kind of take control, and he did. Shout out Uncle Diggs. He had 138 yards receiving. He's still got it. But I kind of have 2 questions that I want to pose here. So the first is, can the Patriots be a serious playoff player, or is just the injuries on their team and the roster too mid to make a run? And then the second one is, where do the Ravens go from here to improve? What can they do to fix? So those are the 2 questions I want to pose to you guys.
No, because I say no to the first part of this because now in the AFC, we're looking at, unfortunately, we're looking at what is Josh Allen's best year to win a Super Bowl ever. And I don't think he's going to play that on the downslightest possible. I think we're going to see either Buffalo or Houston be the team that actually makes it to the Super Bowl from the AFC side of things. For the simple fact that everything looked so mid. And if I'm picking a player on the AFC side who I want the ball in their hands, it's James Cook. So,
yeah. It's not Josh Allen, to be clear. James
Josh Allen, 100%. It's James Cook. So, I don't see the Patriots being that team, especially because they've already lost to him once. As far as what Baltimore can do,
I mean, their salary cap is so cooked.
Jules, you can go. Because I don't have an answer. There's absolutely no fucking excuse. Baltimore has no excuse the same way the Eagles don't have an excuse. There's no fucking reason for anything to be in this bad of a situation.
Yeah, for me, we established this at the beginning of the year. This team was supposed to be the super team that fucking ran the AFC. They ran through everything runs through Baltimore. And guess what? You guys are fucking what? 7-8? that's
Yeah.
running through the fucking AFC. Like,
Well, and Lamar, even though he was hurt for a short time, he wasn't playing great before. He comes back and he's not playing great either. It's just like,
yeah, you guys are going to be rather dependent on a turnover prone running back at this point, because we established this early on as well, is that Derrick Henry in that first game had multiple fumbles in the fourth quarter and clutch time, and throughout this year that has been a recurring thing. And Lamar has not looked the same because of all the injuries that he has had. This team is not going to go anywhere in the fucking playoffs. I don't know where they go from here because, like you said, they're in salary cap hell. Where the hell do they go? And they need to get the equivalent of what Mike McDonald was doing with them as their DC, because whoever's there now is fucking dog. Like,
yeah,
they
that
have the talent.
performing so hard.
Trade
Yeah,
Lamar
like,
Jackson, Joe Burrow.
Well, and remember that's funny. Remember, like before the year, we were like, dude, Malachi Starks and Kyle Hamilton, what an insane safety duo. Mike Green, the edge coming out of Marshall, and it's like Mike Green, he's gonna be a dog, and it's like, dude, look at like their team, they're built to be dogs. I don't see any dogs, bro. I see a bunch of puppies. I don't know what's going on over there. This ain't, bro.
Yeah, they're not being put into positions where, like, again, the Mike McDonald effect was helping Kyle Hamilton be a complete game changer when it came to that defense. Having these not they same thing like what he's doing here. Sit back and zone, but run these unique zone schemes to create these advantages for these players and have them play make for you. And that's why Kyle Hamilton was regarded as one of the best safeties in the game. And
Right.
now you're having I don't know I don't remember the DC's name off the top of my head. He's not doing that. He's not doing shit, really. It's very vanilla, and they're getting exposed week in and week out by teams they should decisively be like either beating or in competitions against teams that they shouldn't. It's an underperformance. So, like, even if they make the fucking playoffs, which I don't think that they will, it's gonna be, what the fuck do we do? I don't know. I don't know about John Harbaugh at this point.
I agree. I think Harbaugh should be on the chopping block. And Jules, we've talked about this for a while. I think it's about time for a change of direction. It sucks to do, but I think it is about time. And Justin, I was gonna say, I don't know if because I know you said you don't have any notes on the Niners game. I have some if you want me to take that over.
I don't want to talk about it. The only stat that I saw from that game that's actually really like cool to me was Phillip Rivers threw his first free play pass touchdown of his entire career. Yeah.
Oh, you cut off Retro.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, I don't know.
You know it's bad when the podcast gods didn't even want him to take over a segment. Like,
Yeah,
that's just...
That's sad. My I guess my thing on the game that happened is it sucks because this same Colts team brought us within 2 of a game-winning drive, and then this 49ers team put belt to ass to the fucking Colts. Like, belt. Like,
I love how you want to be sad for the Colts, but what it is it's just you coping in your own division.
literally, like, what the narratives I was going to be putting, saying like, oh well, we got within 2, and then the same Philip Rivers, throwing a whole bunch of like looking good, keeping pace with them, and then all of a sudden just fucking don't know, that defense looked fraudulent against San Fran. Like, it was fucking atrocious. It sucks if you're a Colts fan having to deal with this for the future, because it's the QB carousel. I think you guys are going to be within QB hell because we all loved Daniel Jones' story at the beginning of the year, right? He gets hurt, and that might fool them into keeping Daniel Jones for extended periods of time and staying in mediocrity. Like I don't even know if they might want to go and trade up and try to get a QB out of this class. I don't know what they should do because if you're signing Philip Rivers, like fuck me.
Yeah, I mean it's hell. I mean it really is. I mean, but here's the thing: it's not just him it's not even just the Daniel Jones injury. It's the defense has fallen off. Jonathan Taylor has regressed a little bit through the second half of this year. Like it's weird. Like I said, it's that black magic juju we always joke about or whatever. Like it just doesn't make
Yeah.
any sense.
Yeah.
So yeah.
There is one game that I wanted to go through before we do this, but I guess just to give retro some time. Because you said them a little bit earlier. The fucking Houston Texans and the Raiders game. Like that specifically puts me in such a bad state of mind for Houston.
It's so confusing.
Yeah, because you mentioned it, right? Ashton Genty got the new script and decided, and the script said actually play like a top 5 pick in the NFL draft. Okay, and he goes and fucking torches the number 1 rated defense in the NFL. And on the opposite end of that, you have CJ Stroud playing like complete dog shit against the worst NFL team in the league. And
he got played by Geno Smith, who had as many attempts as CJ Stroud had completions.
Right. And that's where like I'm with you, Justin. I really want to say this team is hot. They're going into the playoffs, and they'll be able to play with anybody. But I'm like, this is why I was so torn about when they were playing bad at the beginning of the year. Is that CJ Stroud is way too inconsistent for my liking, and he'll give you these games where he's just fucking torching everybody like the past 2 weeks, and then all of a sudden he can't read a defense. Mind you, this defense is the worst in the fucking league. So it's like I don't know where he needs to get back to at least average play for this Houston team to make any noise, and I really want them to because I don't think Jacksonville is the team in the AFC South. I think they'll win the division for sure, but I'm not a believer in them. I think C.J. Stroud has better playoff performances than T. Law. I think this Houston defense could go up against any of them in the AFC, but it's literally because of C.J. Stroud, the offensive line, and you're talking about shitty run games. That run game is fucking egregious, and they have like Mixon is hurt. I understand that. Nick Chubb looks like he's 106, and then whoever's like whether it's Marks or I think I forget his name, Josh Johnson or something like that. It's just like they're not being able to generate anything. So it's like
Marks has been playing hurt, and he didn't play this week. And then
yep.
Jawar Jordan led the way with 53 rushes. So
yeah, like, and I'm looking at this. I'm watching this game, and it's so obvious that this team definitely wants to run the ball because they want to go and get in play action and give Nico Collins these deep vertical threats and give him the spots because he had a lot of targets, but I believe he only had like 4 or 5 catches. But if you don't have any run game or your offensive line isn't generating any push up front, you can't set up anything. And this is where I said before, Justin, that this Houston hates CJ Stroud, and they gave away their offensive line And since CJ Stroud just work with what you have, it's like, okay, cool. You have Nico Collins, Dalton Schultz, and what else? Like, I get so frustrated with this watching this Houston Texans team that I really, really, really like because of their defense. But god damn, can CJ Stroud please pull it fucking together, dog? Please.
Yeah, sorry, I was just sending Retro the link back because he's having internet problems. Yeah, Geno Smith absolutely embarrasses CJ Stroud and the Houston Texans, quote unquote, number one defense, even though they lost. But you won by 2 against a 2-12 team at the time, and that's just embarrassing. I mean, looking around at games this week, like, it's just bad. I mean, Buffalo wins by 3 against Cleveland, and that one is exactly what it looks like. You could look at the stat book of this game and realize what the fuck happened. Because I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure Shedeur outthrows Josh Allen.
Mhm.
I mean, granted, they're running to try to kill this game or whatever a lot of the time, but Shedeur goes 20 for 29 for 157 with a touchdown, 2 picks. Josh Allen on 19 attempts has 130 yards. James Cook just absolutely runs all over a great run defense. Like I said, when I said genuinely, this is the weirdest week in the fairy tale of a season that we've had, I
Mhm.
certainly believe it is. And
I would agree.
oh man, well,
Yeah, it's
I don't know. I mean, well, Dummy's not here, and if he joins in the middle, he can. I'm gonna run you at a list that I seen that I'm kind of intrigued about.
okay.
It's would you rather on a quarterback in this league, and it's on the so-called fraudulent Jalen Hurts.
Okay.
Would you rather Jalen Hurts versus Baker Mayfield?
Jalen Hurts. Shout out to Baker, but probably Jalen.
Would you rather Jalen Hurts or Jared Goff?
See, and I just kind of like glazed Jared Goff. But it's the playoff performances that hold me back.
So who do
I would
you
still
have
probably.
leading your offense? That's what it is. It has nothing to
Is
do
it
with what they've done. It's who do you want leading your offense?
um probably Jared Goff?
Jalen Hurts or Jackson Dart?
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts or CJ Stroud?
Cheap motherfucker. I want. I think they're both in the same fucking tier, but I'm gonna be biased and say CJ Stroud.
Jalen Hurts or Caleb Williams?
Probably for
The
right
fact
now.
that that long on it, though, shows how bad Jalen Hurts really is.
I would say for right now, I would probably say Caleb Williams.
This one's a given. Jalen Hurts or Dak Prescott?
Dak.
Jalen Hurts or Sam Darnold?
Sam.
Jalen Hurts or Bo Nix?
Okay.
What's up, Retro?
We made it back.
I'll let
I
him
would.
run the list too.
I'll say Bo.
And then
Hello.
Jalen Hurts, Trevor Lawrence is the last one, Jules.
T Law.
Okay. Retro, it's a would you rather Jalen Hurts edition.
Okay. Wait, are we recording?
I'm gonna run the list at you. I just ran it at Jules, yeah.
Okay,
Yes,
cool.
we are recording.
Got it.
Jalen Hurts or Baker Mayfield?
Jalen Hurts.
This is
By the way,
this year, by the way.
Leading your offense, not off of what they've done. This is who you'd rather have leading your offense.
Like right now,
Yeah.
Yes.
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts or Jared Goff?
Regular season or playoff? Like, or are we talking? Like, what are we?
Right now, you're riding into the playoffs.
Okay, so we're talking about in the playoffs.
Off
Then.
of playing right now, and they're leading you into the playoffs.
Leading me into the playoffs, Jalen Hurts.
God,
Jalen
you're
Hurts.
calling. Jalen Hurts or Jackson Dart?
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts or CJ Stroud?
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts or Caleb Williams?
Jalen Hurts.
You're crazy. Jalen Hurts or Dak Prescott?
Caleb Williams, bro. Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts or Sam Darnold?
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts or Bo Nix?
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts or T-Law?
Jalen Hurts.
You might be an Eagles fan is what I just got on a record.
Not an Eagles fan. You said leading me. You said
Everyone on this
leading me into the playoffs. That's what you said.
on this list that isn't named Baker Mayfield or Jackson Dart is better than Jalen Hurts.
You said leading me into the playoffs, and you gave me Jared Goff, who threw 3 or 5 picks against my Commanders team and absolutely smoked it in the playoffs. You gave me Caleb Williams, who hasn't even been in the playoffs. You gave me Trevor Lawrence, who had 4 interceptions against the Chargers, and any competent team wouldn't have choked that. That is the names that you're getting. Sam Darnold, who absolutely smoked his playoff game last year. You said going into the playoffs, Jalen Hurts is the only one that is a proven playoff performer and Super Bowl MVP champion. Give me Jalen Hurts.
Jesus Christ.
I'm not even an Eagles fan, bro. It's just objective reality.
This one's a little interesting. It's, do these teams need a new quarterback next year?
Okay.
The first one up is the New York Jets.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I would agree.
His name is Fernando Mendoza.
The New Orleans Saints.
No.
No.
The Cleveland Browns.
No. Not yet.
Yes.
Not yet. I'd give Shedeur a year.
You're gonna give Shedeur some time?
Oh no, not some time. 1 year. Shedeur's got 1 year.
The Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though Mina Kimes
Pittsburgh.
said he would. To be clear, by the way, Mina Kimes said he was a top 10 quarterback in the league. So I would just like to point that out. Yeah.
No one cares.
Pittsburgh, yes. Yeah.
Yes, Pittsburgh. It's on his roster, and he'll come back.
Indianapolis.
Yes.
Yeah. Over Phillip Rivers, yeah.
Over Daniel Jones.
Over Daniel Jones, yes.
Oh, well, yeah. I guess Daniel Jones will be back. Yeah, probably.
Minnesota.
Yes.
No. We want 9 there.
Yeah,
We need
I
the
want
memes.
9 there. I want 9 there, but do they objectively they need a new quarterback? Yeah.
Miami.
Yes. It's been long overdue.
Long overdue, I agree. No.
Wait, where'd you say?
Carolina.
Yes.
No.
Yeah, that child, that 5'8" man, yeah, that guy can go.
Arizona.
Yes.
Yes.
That
And now
5'7" man can go.
Yeah. And also he's too busy playing COD to play football anyway.
Here are the 4 that are controversial.
Okay.
Jacksonville.
No. After
Put
this
a pin
current
in it.
performance,
You're gonna have to pay this dude a max contract, by the way.
Oh, that's a good point.
Oh.
He's on a contract year. That's right. Yeah.
Yes, they need a QB.
Yep, he can go. We're not paying him a max contract.
San Francisco.
Yes.
No, I want him there forever.
yeah, Jules wants him there. Yeah, but yes, they need a new quarterback.
Russell wasn't there that you guys only beat the Phillip Rivers team by 2, and they put belt to ass to Phillip Rivers.
Yeah,
I want
dude,
him
listen.
there forever.
The 49ers already have their other quarterback. They have Mac Jones just waiting on the bench.
Mac Jones would be the better option, in my opinion.
Yeah, put in Mac Jones, bro. He's cheaper.
All right, 2 more. Detroit.
No.
No.
Atlanta.
No.
No. Because they do. I've said it before that those wide receivers do not like him for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, I agree. I put trust in Michael Penix.
All right. And then the last one is, will these receivers hit 1K? No retro, I did not put him on here for the memes, I promise.
Okay.
First one up, and I have their yardage total as well with this to give
Okay,
you.
yeah, I was gonna say, okay.
Emeka and Buga is at 910.
Yes.
Yeah, he should hit it.
Tet McMillan's at 924.
Yes.
Yes.
Wandale Robinson's at 901.
No.
99 yards in 2 games.
I was gonna say they have 2 games, and so he would just need like 50 yards a game. I'm gonna say yes, barely.
Interesting 2 here. AJ Brown and Devontae Smith, 935 and 931 respectively.
Yes.
Wow. I'll say AJ Brown hits it. Devontae Smith doesn't.
I'm the other way around. I think Smitty gets it. I think Brown doesn't.
That would be
I think they
objectively
both get it.
that would be objectively hilarious and great for narrative pushing.
Jalen Waddle, 910.
No.
Yeah. I'm gonna say yes.
Ewers, you're saying yes?
Yeah, well, because Quinn Ewers needs like one guy that he can just target.
All right. Retro, just because it's you, I did put this person on the list, though. Jay
Right.
Jett is 917.
I hope not, but yeah, he probably will.
All right,
Yeah,
now here's the guys that need over 100 yards to get it that I threw on this list. Kyle Pitts, 854.
No.
What? You're going against Kirko Chains?
Listen, Kirko Chains is goated, so is Kyle Pitts, but I can't see it happening. Even though Kirko really has freed Kyle Pitts from tight end jail, but I don't think so. I think it'll be very close. It'll be like 980 or something.
Here's the biggest one. This guy needs 182 yards in 2 weeks.
You
But
said
I
who?
think it's very doable with the state of their team.
You said
Michael
who?
Wilson,
Oh.
No.
818.
No.
He would need back-to-back
Bro.
91 games.
No, so because when I was talking about Jared Goff earlier, Jacoby Brissett already has the second most 300-yard games in the NFL. So Michael Wilson and Trey McBride have been the main target share. I would say yes by like 10 yards.
I'm
Okay.
gonna say no by like 20 yards.
All right. Stephon Diggs, 869.
No. No.
Yes.
And then the last one is CMC at 849.
No. Yeah. Great for narrative pushing. No.
151 yards in 2 weeks receiving for him.
The thing is, on the season, he has 1,888 total yards, and I think it's very easy to imagine him having 1,000 receiving yards. I'm going to say no, but barely.
Not move.
Not move. All right. Into our pick'em for the week.
Oh, yeah, I forgot we have pick'ems.
Wanted to bring it up during basketball. I need you guys to look at the December 23rd slate for NBA games and let me know who decided to book all these phenomenal games on the same day.
Yeah, Justin, I'm going to need you to tell me who's playing at who because I cannot pull up the schedule right now because I have no Wi-Fi in my house.
You just decide to pull everything up on your own stuff.
Oh, well.
You already have a list printed of what you want. That's the difference.
Well, typically I do, but I did not do it this week because I forgot.
There are 3 wise men matchups on Christmas this year. Dallas is at Washington.
Oh my gosh, why?
It's gonna be Christmas for retro.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, Dallas. I hate you.
Yeah, Dallas.
Yeah, Dallas. But even though it would hurt our draft position, I pray that we win that game.
Detroit at Minnesota.
Detroit.
Detroit.
I'll take Minnesota.
Yeah, you're taking 9?
Nothing of hopes and dreams on Christmas for Detroit. Merry Christmas, what you get? About to ask by 9.
Nasty.
Denver at Kansas City.
Denver. Kansas City just got belt from Tennessee, bro.
Moving into Saturday's slate, Houston at the Chargers.
Ooh. I'll take the Chargers.
I'll take Houston.
I'm in the same boat, Jules.
That's fucking. I'm doing it, and the fact that they struggle against the fucking Raiders pisses me off. So please have a bounce back game, CJ.
I'm backing the Texans.
A barely healthy Washington put belt to the Chargers, so realistically, you'd think, but that's just because Washington's goated.
Baltimore at Green Bay.
Green Bay.
The Meteor.
Dude, Green Bay.
That's my Meteor game of the week.
The Ravens are just the Packers of the AFC, so it's really just the Packers versus the Packers.
But think about this. Wouldn't it be funny if there was a team that gets 2 ties in 1 year?
That would be objectively hilarious.
If both these teams were in dire playoff implications and they both had to start their backup quarterbacks.
Malik Willis versus Snoop Huntley. Well, listen, Snoop Huntley's a Pro Bowler, so, he's got...
Jules and I are both taking the ties Meteor. Yes, love it. Anyway.
Dude, Snoop Huntley is a certified Pro Bowl baller quarterback, so I don't know.
Arizona at Cincinnati.
Cincy.
Dog, that's going to be the definition of a 63-54 game. Like, give me Cincy.
You think it's going to be that high scoring?
Dog, Jacoby and Joe Burrow? Come on.
That's actually true.
Pittsburgh at Cleveland.
Cleveland. Yep.
Pittsburgh.
No, because you guys have to finish the year either 9-8 or 10-7, so.
Shut up.
It just has to happen.
New Orleans at Tennessee.
New Orleans.
Tennessee.
Give me
I
Tyler
would also
Shuck.
be taking coming off their most impressive game of the year.
The Tennessee Titans are about to get shucked, buddy.
All right, well, Sunshine versus Grandpa Phil.
Is it at Grandpa Phil?
It's at Grandpa Phil, yes.
I'm still taking Sunshine, but...
I think it's going to be the funniest thing. Give me Uncle Phil.
Every week somebody's taking Uncle Phil and it's been wrong.
I'll be wrong on this. That's fine.
Tampa at Miami.
Tampa.
I'll take Tampa.
Also, I'm flipping my prediction. I'm going with Uncle Phil.
I'm glad we can do that. I'm taking Tampa.
Jules, I can feel it in my gut. I don't know. This one's different. I'm taking Uncle Phil.
Yeah.
There's no way the Jaguars just beat the Broncos and get away with it scot-free. There's no way.
That's what I'm saying.
Anyway, Jules, are you taking Tampa to Miami?
Tampa.
New England at New York Jets.
New England by 1 million.
Gentlemen, if I've ever seen a trap game,
that is a trap game, but I'm still taking New England.
That is the definition of it. Give me the fucking Jets, dog.
Yeah, it is a
Jets, and I feel dirty for it.
It's definitely a trap game, but New England's gonna win.
We thought should have been a trap game at the beginning of the season, but somehow it's a first place versus a first place game. Seattle at Carolina.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to take Seattle, but it wouldn't shock me if Carolina won this game.
Give me Seattle. We can.
By the way,
We'll play.
if Carolina wins this game, Tampa's done.
Correct.
Yes. I want this is for my guy Key specifically. Key, you are a Panthers fan, have been talking to me for a month about this fucking game. Now you need to put your money where your mouth is and say that you're the number one in the division and you cannot choke this. I want Drew Lock to play this game specifically and beat your ass of a one game Drew Lock. This is the Drew Lock game, the one game per year that means nothing for one team and means something for the other. Drew Lock better play this game and put belt. Thank you.
I want to say, by the way, Jules, you should probably want the Panthers to win because I'm sure you'd rather play the Bucks or the Panthers and the Bucks, given like the choice.
Either or, I don't care. I want Drew Lock to play this game.
Well, dude, the locksmith always cooks.
Taking Carolina.
Fuck you.
Okay.
The Raiders.
Did you say the Giants at the Raiders?
Yes.
Oh, dear
the Super
Lord.
Bowl of the future.
Oh my goodness, brother. Oh my goodness. Give me Ashton Genty.
Give me the Giants. Yeah.
Tyreek Cohen 2.0.
I will be taking the Giants as well.
You won't be taking Tyreek Cohen 2.0?
No, fuck that dude. He sucks. Philadelphia at Buffalo.
Philly.
I'm gonna take Buffalo.
I will be taking the James Cooks of the world.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll be taking James Cook. Yeah.
Just James Cook. Only James Cook.
Yes, specifically James Cook.
Chicago at San Francisco.
San Fran.
Chicago.
Yo,
Monday
listen
night.
to me. Brock Purdy, I swear to you, I will never say anything bad about you again or call for you to get replaced. I just need you to beat this Bears team, please. Brother, please.
That's great. Now, Jules, is there anything you'd like to say to Brock Purdy?
Brock Purdy, I want you to choke this fucking game like you do against every other fucking team that has a competent quarterback. You're a fraud. Caleb Williams, please show up. This is the only week I'll root for you this whole season. Do the funniest thing for me. Thank you.
And then the Monday night matchup is the Rams at Atlanta.
Ooh, Rams.
That's a fucking trap game if I've ever heard it. Give me Atlanta. Kyle Pitts legacy game.
Kirko Chains.
Rams at Kirko Chains. I'm taking the Rams, but I Kirko, please. That would be hilarious. That would be very funny.
That would be so funny. I'm saying for narratives, I think the Rams will. I'll do what Retro did last week. I think the Rams will win. I'm picking Atlanta for fucking memes.
Here we go again. What do you guys think the most expensive ticket is to a game this week?
Giants versus Raiders, of course.
$61 for that.
If you are willing to pay $61 to watch that, you deserve to get scammed.
Is it Philly Buffalo?
Philly Buffalo comes in at $317 in second place.
In second?
Second?
What? San Fran and Chicago?
Is it Cowboys Washington on Christmas?
$350.
That's crazy. I can't believe you would pay $350 to watch the Cowboys beat an injured Washington team on Christmas. That's crazy.
Right, you better put three bands down right now and go to that game.
Bro, I can't go to that game, bro. Why would I go to that game anyway?
Why not?
Bro, Listen, I wish this was a Christmas Day game like next year. Then I'd go.
You get to watch it on Netflix, though.
Yeah,
Oh,
I can't wait, man. Christmas Day on Netflix, Cowboys Washington, yay. Can't wait to watch. Well, I don't even know. Marcus Mariota's hurt. I guess Josh Johnson play as my starting quarterback.
we're moved.
Josh Johnson, yeah. Oh
Yeah,
my gosh.
What the fuck is Pingus?
Yeah, where
type shit.
is my question is why did we get rid of Taylor Heineke? That man should be our backup. Then I'd be okay.
Anyway,
He's
our history fact of the day. Time of recording is 12:23. 2 days to Christmas, boys. This day in 2022, Retro's Lord and Savior Alex Ovechkin scores 2 goals to move past Gordie Howe for second place in the most NHL career goals list.
WOV, bro. We love you, Ovi. You're like one of the you're one of the biggest guys in the DMV. We love you.
I don't
Go.
understand why you measure guys by the Department of Motor Vehicles. I'm still
Oh
confused.
my goodness gracious, bro.
yeah.
Real
for
ones
real.
know, bro.
I got one for Jules here. It says 1997 Chicago Bulls coach Phil Jackson is the quickest to reach 500 wins, 682 games.
Yep. Shout out to
That's
Phil.
being crazy. Under 700 to win 500.
Shout out
Well,
Phil Jackson.
he's an MJ merchant, so like not actually a good coach. So thank you.
Well,
Not moved.
didn't Phil Jackson also coach Kobe's Lakers at one point?
Yes.
Yeah.
He was also forced out by Kobe, and then Kobe then asked for him to come back because he couldn't win shit without Phil. So that's why Kobe's not top 10, guys. Congrats. Uh-oh. But but anyways, guys, that was You Don't Know Ball, We Don't Know Ball. Just retro with the shitty Wi-Fi. Justin, thank you for having good Wi-Fi. And this is Jules. We'll be back next week talking the Christmas slate. We wish you a Merry Christmas, Happy
Merry Christmas, guys.
holidays.
Do our playoff predictions.
Yeah,
Oh.
true.
Yes,
We get
yes.
to do the playoff prediction next week.
Yeah.
Correct.
Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, guys.
Yes.
I so thought he was.
Merry Kwanzaa, Happy Boxing Day, Happy
Claire.
Hanukkah. Yes. We'll see you guys next week.
Jordan loves a fraud.